Iranians, boy, we do anything for that bill. We value worthless pieces of paper more than we value our family and friends. We value worthless pieces of paper more than the directives that a higher power has given us. We compromise what we should not do. We compromise what we should do, sorry. We compromise our behavior for that dollar bill. Understand the world. And somewhere in our psyche, I think we believe that money is the solution to our problems. Well, of course, money can assist in certain ways, of course. But many of our problems have been caused by this belief in money and the imbalance of putting money before everything. So there are doctors who will leave you to die unless they get their payment. There are scientists who skew their work for humanity based on whoever is sponsoring and paying them. They just tell us untruths. There are people who will get you sick, release viruses in order to sell drugs. There are people who will watch women and children suffer, families destroyed and shattered, but they will sell poison to you just for money, just for their own selfish benefit. This dollar bill that we have become addicted to, and to some extent that we are forced to take. We do understand global economics. We don't understand the petrodollar. We do understand that even if you want to trade in a different currency, you cannot. That payment systems are subjected to a certain rubric. And if you do like the late leader Muammar Gaddafi, and you think about and you put into action that thought of creating alternative currencies and payments, you in for some trouble. Indeed, BRICS, right, this block that has come together. Good morning everyone. All praises due to the Almighty Creator. Thank Him for today. This block that has come together called BRICS, they thinking about it, talking about it, about alternative payment systems, about trading in certain currencies other than that dollar. And they have to tread very, very lightly. We're talking about more than half of the population of the world, encompassed in one grouping. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and others, Indonesia, Malaysia, quite a few others, and more wanting to join. Venezuela wanting to join and being blocked the other day. Blocked by a brother, Brazil. So we in Trinidad, in this little microscopic speck, when we look at the entire globe, I hope you all have a globe at home, or at least you go online and you show your children, hey, look at the world, this is how big the world is. Let me zoom in and show you where Trinidad and Tobago is. So they could be astounded and say, this large place to me is so small to the rest of the world. But this small space that we live in in the Western Hemisphere are relatively close to the United States, subjected to their imperial power and ambitions. We struggle for that dollar bill. We struggle for that dollar bill. We take what is underneath our soil and underneath the soil of water soil, because we have offshore as well, and we trade it, and then we take those dollars that they print and give us, and we purchase back from them and from others things that they have produced with the same energy and the same, because oil is a base for plastics and other things as well. So many derivatives from petroleum, if you all understand the chain. And our resources are finite, and their dollars are infinite. They have the ability to just keep printing. That's the way things are done. And we keep chasing that dollar bill. We keep chasing it because we want the things that it can purchase. And we don't want to buckle down and produce and understand and become self-sufficient and cut out waste. We don't want to create lifestyles that will make us strong, self-sufficient. We don't want to work hard and be productive. We want to loot and plunder. So many of us want to get rich. To do what? To do less. To have more. To enjoy excess. Without care or consideration for others. But money, more money, will not solve our problems, because our problems are deeper than that. For a matter of fact, I always say your greatest blessing is your greatest curse as well. It's your greatest responsibility. So many a man or woman, if endowed with wealth, they go astray. They can't deal with it. Their behavior becomes terrible. Oh God, I'll never see. You say, boy, they should have never give him money. Dave Chappelle has a tremendous skit. Well, you know I like Dave Chappelle, right? Come on, intelligent comedians. And we have some intelligent comedians in Trinidad and Tobago as well, who could tell the truth in joke and teach. Dave Chappelle does a tremendous skit where he wins the lotto, right? So he have money and he just doing stupid things with the money. It ain't helping him. So an interviewer comes and say, you know, they ask him, what you going to do with your money? And he say, invest back into the community and help each other, whatever. Then he laugh. He says, psych, no way. And he laughing all the way, give back to people, psych. He asks, is this your child here? Because there's a little baby in a pram. He said, no, I just buy that baby cash. Foolishness. Money is not going to solve our problems. And money makes certain things worse. Because human beings who are not developed spiritually and morally misuse wealth. You use it to subjugate others. You quicker get a blind on the road out here from a little small car than them big boys in the Range Rover, wherever. Them ain't letting you out the street at all. A man in a small car quicker get a peep come out now. Yeah. is our love. The tightest people sometimes is those who have a lot of money. They want to pay the least. Because they're afraid for, I don't know if they're afraid for the money to go, or they just don't want it to become less, or the greed just enters their heart. So it is easier for a needle to pass through, or for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than what was he saying? What was he? All you could tell me? Than a rich person to enter the kingdom of heaven. You want to just accumulate. You don't want it to reduce. You become tight, you're hoarding. When you don't even understand the purpose. You utilize that money to take advantage of others. You know a woman in need, and you want whatever you want from her, so you just look. And your conscience doesn't bother you at all. You even want to, fake like if you actually like me, no? Sad. And I was talking to some friends yesterday, and we were reminiscing on our past, when our ancestors, those who whites and those who felt they're better than us, some of them still feel they're better than us. Just look at America and MAGA. And they tell you, boy, come and shine my shoes, boy. And they put out their foot, and you have to be on the floor shining the boots. Or they sit down in the house and they say, play fiddler, play. Play my tune. You don't play now? That's how men want to have other men. Or they walk into the backyard where they have us, where they had us. And they choose your daughter, that one, come. To be abused and to be used. That's what man want to do to man. That's what man does to man when they have power and wealth. Because wealth is a means for power. Just pure wickedness. Money is not the solution to our problems in Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, whatever, balance of trade, it's important, investment, yes, all of that, yeah. True. But we really need to take stock of ourselves and understand how low we would go, how much we would stoop, what we're willing to do for that dollar bill. We take the break and we'll be right back.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street. 919 FM.
Boy, I got in an accident a while ago. I was in traffic and my car get bounced from behind.
Well, then they're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, the insurance company go fix it up.
Fix up? Huh? I make my claim the next day. And up to now, I can't hear from the insurance company. I need my car fixed.
Look, you better go to the Financial Services Ombudsman. I'm sure they can help.
Yeah, I'm going to check them now.
To resolve a complaint with your insurance company, bank, or non-bank financial institution, contact the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman at 800-4FSO or visit www.ofso.org.tt. We can help, and our services are free.
Not everything has to change. At KFC, we don't change the flavor, we add more. Now, get our delicious Lent value meals so you can keep on crunching. Get a fish sandwich for $45 or fish fillet with one regular side, also $45. We give you more of the taste you love for Lent. So keep on crunching with KFC. Finger licking good.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death. which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Hi there, I'm Lester Suglal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from King's Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
One of the greatest that ever walked and sang in Trinidad and Tobago, singing Sandra. My God, the power of that woman. Hey, I wish my generation had women like that. Maybe it have, maybe. What a woman. What strength. What understanding. What spiritual depth. What dignity. You could keep your money, I could keep my honey. And die with my dignity. Not in this day and age. Oh God, not some of these people we have nowadays. Good morning, welcome.
Well, good morning, my brother. How are you this morning?
Hey, I do, no, not too bad. Blessings to you.
Yeah, man, blessings to you too, man. Your voice sounding good, man.
All right. A little
bring some
fever grass and thing. Thank you very much, Marcellus. It's a love out here, you know. Among, I live in, you know what it's called? They call some places ghetto and thing, whatever. Not really toot, but, you know. And people, poor people, but it's a more love with poor people, boy. Rich people, oh God, all they wicked, boy.
Yeah, boy. We just poor people busting pot around the corner, you know. You bring this, you bring that, you know.
Yeah.
And we bust a pot, like, you put up and buy 2 cases of beers, you know.
A man say a song, inside, he pick some bush, man, while I going up home.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. I appreciate it. It's a love still, you know. It's a love in Trinidad still.
Yeah. It's a love, man. Mr. Ford, just two quick points this morning. I want you to advise me on the last one. But the first point is, I saw on the news last night that the Bajan Prime Minister, the Barbados Prime Minister, is calling our Prime Minister, Ms. Kamala Pisesa, what the word is, a crucialist liar. Liar. I looked up the meaning of that word. It means a person who tells untruth, or a person who don't speak truth. She was being interviewed, and that is the statement she made, that she called our Prime Minister a liar. And I don't know how we view it here in Trinidad, how we take it, but we know that whatever little thing went on, and she called it based on the which she mentioned, our Prime Minister mentioned that Mr. Thomas was kidnapped from Barbados. Yeah. So that's the reason how she came out and used that term. Because in her case, he was not kidnapped from Barbados. There were certain talks and whatever went on that we still have to get more on it, Mr. Fuad.
Yeah.
But based on what Mrs. Kamala said, our Barbados is on record now of calling her a liar, someone who don't speak.
I don't think it may be for that, you know, because to be honest, Mr. Brent Thomas was akin to kidnapped. I don't know where you're going to call what they do him there, you know. I don't know where you're going to. But what happened to him? He going to win the case and they're going to pay him big money, you know. You can't go and just pick up
big money.
You can't go and just pick up a man. You can't do those things. So I don't think it was that. Maybe it had a few other things. You know what I realized?
I agree with you.
Let me answer.
I feel it on other things too.
Yeah, let me answer the question in a different way, right? I think I retire from politics, you know. Let me tell you why. I can't do what these politicians is be doing to succeed, you know. The lengths that they're willing to go to Leketo and to wherever, and the dishonesty and the 1 minute you say this, next minute. I don't know if I could do that, you know. And it seems like as though
yesterday and today's today.
Boy, I don't know, boy. Trinidad is a dread place too, you know. Let me also tell you something. You know who invented Mama Guy?
Who invented it?
Yeah, we make up that word then?
I don't know.
But hey, a Trinidadian will dislike you or change your face, tell you I like your shoes, you're looking good today, you know. You think Mama Guy, you know, to get what I want, you know. Hey, I can't do that. I retire. I honest. I just feel bad. I believe in God. I believe in morality. I believe I have to do what is right. But I can't make in politics, you know.
You see, you're so honest. And probably to be along that line, you have to learn how to dance.
Dance, you say? Your tongue dancing? I don't know. It's not easy. I could explain something. I could apologize if I make a mistake. But they say even apologizing is a bad thing. You have to go down with it. That's what they say, you know. I read some little books and thing and some little pointers. They say you shouldn't admit when you make a mistake and you double down. That's the right thing to do. I retire, right? So, but other people are skilled politicians. Other people are skilled. When I tell you skilled politicians,
lawyers.
Yeah. Oh God.
That's what that doesn't say lawyer. That doesn't liar.
Yeah.
Liar. Yeah.
Yeah, you think you meet a criminal yet? You ain't meet a criminal yet until you meet a criminal attorney, you know. Then you meet a criminal, you know.
Yeah, because I understand from a friend of mine some years ago, the lawyer asked him, what a lawyer that he knows, I asked him, we going to defend him. He asked me if you first you kill the man. Yeah, kill the man. All right, we go see how best we could. All right, we go work with that. We go work.
Yeah, boy.
So he going to defend him to get him off.
Yeah.
You understand?
How does he work?
All right. Okay, we go work with that. We go see what we could do about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how it go, Mr. Ford?
Yeah, boy, it's not easy, but some people are skilled politicians. They're not joke skilled, they're real skilled. Right?
Real skilled.
Have a good day.
But the point I want to make, I want you to guide me on. No, I see the Prime Minister is getting a lot of praise and things concerning going and meet with Mr. Donald Trump now. Some people say she deserves a feather in her hat, and as the case may be. What do you think? Because the history of America has always shown that we want something from you. You have to have something to profit us in your country. Or else that is the history of America. No? Yeah. So long as you have nothing there that we want, we're not coming to assist you. So I want you to guide me along that line. Do you think it's a good thing?
Well, we go get money.
You know.
It's looking like we go get money.
I will listen to you.
Yeah.
Have a blessed weekend, Mr. Ford.
You too. It looking like we go get money. So if all they wanted was our Prime Minister to get money, which most people in Trinidad, I think, that is, I know, I can't even average, but plenty people, they want the economy to pick up, they want things to improve financially, economically, and otherwise. Or not otherwise, and money-wise, and money-wise, and money, and money, and money. Looking like we will get money. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Ford.
Yes, good morning.
Mr. Ford, I think the news, the media, could report fairly and justly. And I think that they would remain in business, you know.
I ain't even seen much on it though. You saw much on it? I have the dailies in front of me and I'm not seeing any more commentary too much. Maybe yesterday it dominated the headlines, but not today.
I listened to media. I listened to news last night on one of those stations. A station. I don't want to get too tied up with those people.
Yeah.
And I think it's the worst reporting I've heard for a long time. And I see why sometimes the ratings are down and people moving away from some of the media. And I think that they could report fairly and honestly and whatnot, and they would benefit. I think people want, you know, fair news, fair reporting and that kind of thing. I you know, don't try to manipulate the news and that kind of thing and skew it in a particular direction for political gains, seemingly. But this question about Mia Motley, I think it is an embarrassment to Barbados what transpired with Brent Thomas.
Of course.
In fact, I read and I followed it, and to the best of my knowledge, the information, the Attorney General of Barbados conceded and accepted liability.
Yeah, well, what liability rests with them, liability also rests with us as well.
That
is an embarrassment to Trinidad and Tobago too, and that administration.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that any attempt to say, and the question what the newspaper wrote, going by what they say, I up to now I can't properly understand what it is they're reporting. I can't understand, and I think I am, you know, I have a very good understanding of the law, and I could turn them. This lady has wrote a book. I think it's Criminal Practice and Procedure, and I think the second to last chapter in that book dealt with extradition.
Yeah.
And it was well done by a guy called David West. I think he's the chairman of the PCA. And he dealt with extradition. And you could go to any international or public international law text, and you would see the chapters and whatnot with respect that deals with extradition. And there's a procedure. It's laid out. First, you have a treaty between Trinidad and Barbados with respect to extradition. And what it says, the procedure laid out, and it has to be followed. Has to be followed. And that was not followed. What is more, it is not that Kamala Prasad-Bissessar is saying so out of her head. Madness. It is the courts. The court said that the man was abducted.
Yeah.
Or kidnapped or whatever. And so it's not so to say that she said, no, she's based in her statement or her whatever
comments,
she would have said,
statements,
based on the court, the judgment of the court.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they're going with that.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is that
but I don't think that's
embarrassing to Barbados.
Yeah, I think it is embarrassing to Barbados and obviously Trinidad as well.
Yes, it's embarrassing also.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't think also.
I don't think Mia Motley would have taken. She might have felt embarrassed, and but I don't think she would have been speaking particularly about that. Maybe maybe some other. But Trinidadians, we mama guy kings and queens. And our Prime Minister is a hell of a politician. She's going to smile with Trump. I couldn't do that work. I retire from politics seriously, I could not do that work. It is to go and meet this president, the kind of things he's doing and saying, and smile with him diplomatically and get the best. Because you have to kiss up to him too, you know what he like. To get what's best for Trinidad and Tobago, boy, I would have a real practice in front of the mirror,
Well, I mean, people would have their views on that.
And diplomacy, is our job you're doing. You're representing Trinidad and Tobago. It's not about your personal views sometimes. It is skillful politics.
You have, in fact, you have to deal with other countries.
Yeah.
And this is where diplomacy comes in. This is where your understanding of international politics comes in. So if, in fact, how you feel, you see it all over, you see it in Europe, you see it with all countries, you see it in Latin America, so you sit down there and don't find ways and means to maneuver and get what you want, your interest, the interest of your people. Well, you stay in the backwaters.
Yeah.
So the fact remains is that you have to do. Yes, it could be painful. It could be, as you say, it could be embarrassing. But the fact is, you have to do what
you have to do.
Is in the interest of your country.
Yeah, yeah.
So people have to understand that.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying Britain did it. Keir Starmer. Yeah. So we write on that.
Ramaphosa sit down. Canada President, Prime Minister sit down and take some humiliation and smile.
So what I mean, you are the wisest man in town?
Yeah.
You more bright than all of them?
Yeah. Not easy.
So the thing about it, this is what I'm saying. Yes, you would but again, as we say, this is diplomacy, and you have to exercise skill. You have to maneuver. You have to know how to. This is the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't want to take too much of your time, but I'm saying that
she spoke the truth about what went on.
And more particularly the topic of extradition and whatnot.
Yeah.
Understanding the Extradition Act of Trinidad and Tobago, what is required, the procedure that has to be followed, was it followed? And even though people talk about you receive a warrant, you could receive a warrant, but you could receive a illegal warrant. It doesn't. The process may not have been gone into.
Yeah.
So people have to analyze the whole thing, and if most time people don't have an understanding of those matters, and they get confused because sometimes people tell them what they want to hear, and tell them so that they could feel good. I am not in that, and I am not going to allow myself to be, brought to that stage where I am going to try to massage people's ego. That is not me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, you know, if you don't like it, that's your problem, but it was real. That situation was real, and she just highlighted it to show the hypocrisy sometimes too, where people speak, but look at what you have also done as well. Go ahead, caller, welcome.
Morning, brother. Fuad and the listener.
Hey, morning, brother. Blessings. Welcome, man. Always good to hear from you.
Yeah, you feel they have any position on the Epstein matter? Miss Prasad sister, that is.
No, she can't do that. No way. I could barely have a position on the radio, and I ain't nobody. If there's nobody, you could say anything. When you reach a certain level of representation, there are some things you just cannot say because it flows consequences, not just for you, you know, but for your country.
Right? What you're telling me is what conveniently we will have certain morals and ethics and look from outside and view into Cuba and call for a democratic process for them to have elections. We will have morals and look across by Maduro and accuse him of narco trafficking, human trafficking, and the likes of you name it. But we wouldn't look in America and have a viewpoint on the Epstein matter.
Yeah, I done. You understand why I done with politics? You understand?
No way.
I ain't cut out for this.
But you're right, brother. You're right, because I really don't know, boy.
You understanding me? Because what is in your interest economically sometimes is not aligned with what is right.
What? As a man, the position I have taken is that it has some things, right? Where I don't have no problem if that is the price to pay, you know. Because I have value for my words. I can't just say anything knowing that is not that I don't believe in what I'm saying.
Where the ends justify the means? No, I tell you, I done, Chris, and don't bother with politics, you know. You see good people like me. I don't know if I could. I just excuse me, forgive me for saying that, but I think whatever. I ain't able. Chris, you ain't able either.
I always have a challenge to her because I just try to understand how could we with the same breath, right, be in condemnation of something, right, and with the same breath we wouldn't condemn the same thing that is probably happening somewhere else or with somebody else. It is a whole different logic book we pull out to use. I don't know. Now I say this dancing vocabulary from these politicians. I don't know now.
But Chris, I also want you to understand that in this world, with the type of players that it have, you have to dance too, you know. You have to be Muhammad Ali on your toes, butterflying, you know, because the kind of punches. Who is the most formidable? George Foreman. If that man, if they collect you with a punch there, if you say the wrong thing, one punch, not knocking you out alone, you know, knocking out your whole team behind you too, you know. So,
you know what is missing? You know what is actually missing, Fuad? The belly from citizens to take certain actions.
Yeah, see, and you don't have that support from the population either, you know. Listen, if you go and you talk the truth and it have a bad consequence for Trinidad and Tobago economically, you know a large number of citizens here, I can't define how many, where you gone, you know.
Yeah.
They don't want to know why, how, where, if it's the right thing you're doing. All them know is we catching the tail and it's your fault. And then the opposition going and encourage them. You know why we suffering? Because of them, you know. And you gone, you know.
But for clear to see that many people do not have an idea until politicians put it in their head. They do not have a word to say until politicians put it in their mouths. Right? So, we
go lime outside Parliament, boy. We enable, boy. This is not for we.
Some of the questions that people refuse to answer, and it's not easy. Imagine it as some of them who cannot say that Donald Trump lost the 2020 elections. Don't care how you ask them, they can't say that.
When all ready for an honest politician, all they could call me. Until then, don't bother. Oh, I don't want that.
I've been ready, you know, for what? I've been ready.
Yeah.
So I don't know you have to that written on, because in the daytime right now, I can see clearly. I don't need to wait until it gets dark and then go in search of a torchlight. I can see clearly what is going on, which is the morals and ethics and values of people in the world today continue to wait.
Ooh, in the gutter. Thank you very much.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, man. I point you out to one of the coolest politicians in the world today. Well, he comes from a system that is a communist system, but he's the leader of the Communist Party in China, and he has been successfully leading this huge country to economic, social, and otherwise successes. And the man, cool, you ain't see how he does move cool. He don't have too much to say about anything, you know. He say the world clearly is being governed outside of a rules-based order. It have no rules no more. There's no law for everybody. It is who's strong and who have a big stick just doing what they want. That's what he say. Cool, you know. It's not easy. It's not easy, and we must understand the full dynamic. We must understand what our leaders go through. We must understand what our leaders go through. And we must understand as well how we can strengthen ourselves so we could give that support. We must look forward to a future where we could develop ourselves to become more self-sustaining. We must become more efficient to strengthen Trinidad and Tobago, not just take. If you're working and you're somewhere that is not progressive, be man and be woman enough to say, hey, this not really fulfilling to me, you know. Yes, I'm getting paid, but what contribution am I really making? I just minusing or taking out. Maybe I should transition into a field, into an area, because I am intelligent. We are intelligent, we are strong, we are healthy in our younger years. Maybe I should transition into a field where I could be a benefit to Trinidad and Tobago. Where I could be a plus. Not just you're clocking your card, and you're getting paid, and you're clocking your card, and you're not doing anything meaningful. You're wasting time, you're wasting life. These are the things that are missing in Trinidad and Tobago, this understanding that is missing. Why we cannot reach a place where we are strong and progressive. With all of the billions of dollars that have passed through. And we must rethink it. Because we might have a few billions again to pass through. But when it's finished being exploited, what next? Then we're going to scramble. It might not be my generation. Then we're going to scramble to productivity, or we're just going to sharply decline into poverty. And we're going to sit down not even knowing how to do for ourselves. We're going to sit down, Momo, watching 1% of our population as farmers, waiting for them to give us food because we're not doing anything to get it from them. Good morning, brother. Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, man.
May peace and blessing be upon you, and may your listeners, intelligent race, and your callers. Forward.
Man.
The IAEA, Mr. Mohammed El Bardai, was the head of the IAEA on the preemptive strike on Iraq, right? And prior to that, right, several weapon inspectors were done in Iraq. About 19 weapon inspections from different countries. And the IAEA, the Atomic Energy, I think, was the head of the IAEA. Plus, the United Nations, with Kofi Annan was there, and said that Iraq didn't have no weapon of mass destruction. But Bush fired the United Nations and said, if you're not for us, you're against us. Meaning what the CIA brought to him, they acted on it. Just like what the CIA brought on Modori, they acted on it. Even self, it is Rome, they acted on it. They on preemptive strike. It's globalization, like what Torres, Abraham Torres said, that is globalization. This multilateral companies are them. This is it. And when they say communist forward, if we had to study these words, what is brothers and them using against other country? Because when they call Muslim fundamentalists, when they say fundamentalist Muslim, them is fundamentalist Muslim. What is a fundamentalist? What is the word fundamentalist?
Yeah, it means your fundamentals of your religion, your practice. What's wrong with that?
If a teacher is not fundamentalist forward in his teaching, he's not a good teacher.
Yeah.
If a doctor is not a fundamentalist in his operation, he's not a good doctor. So how fundamentalist became a bad word when you put it with Muslim? Muslim is not a bad word. A Muslim is one who submits himself to Allah, right? To the one God. So if you put the word fundamentalist with that, he's a fundamentalist Muslim, meaning he's a good Muslim. How fundamentalist became a bad word?
Yeah, brain dirty, and I can't say it's brainwashing, they brain dirty us.
How communist became a bad word when you study communist?
Yeah.
Communist is better country than capitalism.
But listen to the root of the words, right? Communist, right? Commune, together, grouping, together, right? Togetherness, a multitude, not one, not singular. Capitalist. Capitalist is money, capital. Listen to even the root of the two different theories. What are we really talking about? We thinking?
What we talking?
We thinking, or we just parroting what these people telling us? You can't see the decadence. You travel the world. I mean, it costs to travel the world. Some of us have had the opportunity. Travel the world and see the structure of societies. Go to China and go to America. For a matter of fact, go on the internet and look at reviews of China and look at reviews of the United States. Chalk and cheese.
Cuba. Give numbers of African countries independent. Help them with doctors, with farmers, with agriculture, everything forward. They have doctors to flood the world with doctors. Over here, we have to pay $300,000-$400,000 to make the children to be doctors, and then give them GMO crop to eat, to them to get sick, for them to have work. Cuba don't do that. Cuba not supply other country with farming material and doctors and help them out. The goodly woman said the other day, she support capitalism. It's two things in the world, brother. Capitalism and slavery was two things was in the world in the 40s. Was capitalism and communism. Communism was a very good thing because most of the brothers and them like the brothers in Ghana and thing, them is Marxist Leninists. This fella in Grenada, where they killed Morris Bishop, is Marxist-Leninist. Malcolm X says, study the words that the white man put for us. Collateral damage. When they kill me brothers and sisters, I call them collateral damage. My brother Malcolm X say, right? Study the white man and study their words. Communists, fundamentalists. We have to raise the intelligent.
Yeah, it's essential. It's essential for us to become more intelligent, for us to learn. Thank you very much.
Water for a fool is thirsty.
Yeah.
Water in biblical mean knowledge, abundant and knowledge on the WhatsApp phone. The fool is thirsty because they're watching all kind of
nonsense.
But because we is intelligent.
Yeah.
It's a hadron collider, it's a quantum mechanics, it's a Van Allen bet, it's a evaporation doing condensation. If we could raise be intelligent, it's a thing right up in my hand. Abundant water.
Yeah.
Fundamentalists, calling me brothers fundamentalists. What they're calling them, right, is good Muslim fundamentalists, because it's a good thing. Because if a doctor is not a fundamentalist, he's not a good doctor. So study the words, listeners. Study the brother forward. When he bring the knowledge to we have to study the white man, how to bring out things, GMO crop. Thank you for
thank you very much.
Bless.
Yeah. Just understand the challenges in the world that we live in. Understand that there are people who they don't like people. They don't have no love for the human being and the human race. And they think, some of them think they are superior to others, and they are happy to destroy others. Just understand that. Good morning, Prezi. Welcome.
Hey, man. Good morning. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, God.
Morning.
We have a nice, good day with all the time. What they call fog up, not warm, but it looks like Sahara. That's us. We already mountain looking day today. All right, so nice morning, nice program too. I'm going to slip in because I'm hearing certain little things that I think I could put in a little writing, because you could dismiss yourself from politics.
Yeah, Rod, it's not easy. Jeez.
Yeah, I understand. I could understand. I wouldn't say I would side with you, but I could understand you, because if I had some side with you, I go look around you and tell you what you're doing here. And
I know if I could dance the way you had to dance. You see the kind of dance you have to dance to survive?
Yeah.
Just to survive.
Like my partner now talking about how we could like capitalism versus communism. When you think about them thing, and then it does make you really wonder. But you know, my conversation from a long time, like how it have other brother who just try to bring it in that we want a third force. Then that's really so you see, the third force really is not a matter of party, you know, the third force is we.
Yeah.
Like someone in your program say, we are the government.
Yeah.
We are the government, but we not understanding why or how to create that ideology of that.
Yeah. Where's the inclusion of the people in the governance? It feels like you just vote, and then that is it. You don't have no role to play, and you're not listened to.
You see, but you see the same way we talk capitalism, slavery. What is slave doing? And this is what I always trying to keep showing. I try to keep it showing. Let me see something. What is slave doing is giving the capitalist to rule.
Yeah.
Giving the capitalist to rule, but the capitalists don't care about you.
Yeah.
So if you as a slave come out from slavery into whatever we are today, what you should do is to form an organization to revolt. I wouldn't want to do it by any means necessary, because they might come from it.
They can't find you up on that hill ways, don't worry.
Yeah.
I don't know ways.
But we have the position of the slave is always going to be from never until ever weary in a revolting situation, because the capitalist was doing all what he could do for he to stay capitalized.
Yeah.
You know, so So if the slave don't know that he has to form an organization, whether or not that the capitalist, because there is a system that you really can't get away from unless you could reach to organizing yourself and change the system totally from capitalism and slavery. But if you can't, then the capitalist still is the governance on top. In a case like I would eventually, he looking to use the system differently and put out the capitalist who makes him a slave. But we're not seeing that, or maybe we're not looking at it carefully to realize that is what he's doing. But we still want to beg America. We still want to say that we depend on America so much, and that is it. We looking and we playing that we can't talk against America because we will end up like Cuba, or we will end up like how they treat in Venezuela, or how they treat Haiti. So if we keep on doing that, then we keep on keeping ourselves in slavery. We have to come together, form that organization where we can find ourselves a 12, like there's always said to our uniform all the time. Find ourselves 12 in the parliament. That 12 is going to be a compound people who the people trust, because the people going to have an organization that know they're inside that they can oppose government very seriously or side with them according to what the people want. We need people to able to have a position of a serious lobbying parliament that don't care who opposition, and they're going to still have the two opposition, but you as the third force will directly show, because they're going to care how much for 4 to 5, 9, 10 without you.
Yeah.
As long as I learned that from DBT when he brought that across. And since that to now, I hold it, recognizing it is a reality. You cannot have these two people inside of there fighting one another, and you not the referee.
Yeah, I understand. I understand your perspective. No problem.
You being the referee, you more or less going to be in control because you are the government.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I believe it is. Since you try to understand. I hope that plenty of people understand, and that is my point of it. We go talk about Kamala Shibakana and next time, and I don't want to go there right now. Because she said something good for the Caribbean or even for the Caribbean. But Haiti and she used them statements, Haiti and Cuba. She using them thing, and she have a mouth at Trump and Voodoo. She mouth full of Trump and Voodoo. They prime she up before she go there so that she could oppose Caribbean. Don't talk with that party for back on to a little.
All right, cool. And if people understand the geopolitics as well, so people have been commentating on what is taking place in this CARICOM summit as well. It is the global positioning of the two major powers as well, China and America. And obviously, Mr. Rubio and they having more interest now in the Caribbean as opposed to before, in particular in the areas where there are massive oil resources, oil and gas resources, Guyana, Trinidad to some extent, Venezuela is important to them, to a lesser extent or to an extent Jamaica because of proximity as well. But America's renewed their interest in trying to block China and its movement throughout the world as well. So commentators were speaking about that. There are a number of countries across the Caribbean who are also close to China. Indeed, Trinidad and Tobago have a substantial relationship with China as well. But the dominant partner historically and by their movements now is the United States. And it is this tension that we are all caught in. And it is challenging, and it calls for extreme care in the way that you maneuver. And therefore, prime ministers from different countries, small island nations, ours as well, have all been maneuvering to the best of their ability. I see the countdown. There's an announcement in between here. All right, just hold on a second.
To announce the passing of Carl Stelston Williams, a.k.a. Carlos, departed this life at the age of 69 years on Saturday, 21st February 2026 at Point Fortin District Hospital. He will be lovingly remembered as the son of the late Evelyn Williams and Wilton Duke, father of Shemo, Shem, and Sheehan, grandfather of Sean, Caden, and Amari, godfather of Angel, brother of Norris, Matthew Nip, Clyde, Rita, and Kent, nephew of Lyris, uncle of Manny, cousin of Manny, in-law of Rose Williams, father-in-law of Daisha and Curtis, relative of the Williams, Gregory, Duke, and Charles families, friend of Lenny, Wayne, and many others. The funeral service for the late Carl Stelston Williams, a.k.a. Carlos, will take place on Saturday, 28th February 2026 at the Church of the Nazarene, Main Road, Vance River Village, La Brea, thence to the Brighton Cato Cemetery. Inquiries can be made at Elite Funeral Homes Limited, 8686483462.
So condolences there. Just had to give way to the announcement which was placed in between, and of course as part of our responsibility at this station, right? Good morning, brother. Welcome.
Salaam alaikum, my little brother.
Wa alaikum salam, man. Peace and blessings to you and all the listeners and callers. Go ahead.
You and your family. The gentleman, Mr. Tabaki, too, was now talking.
I'm not even sure, you know.
Or the last person who was talking.
Yeah.
I want to say the problem we have in Trinidad here.
Oh, Prezi, I mean, Prezi was talking last.
Prezi, okay, nice, right. Well, Prezi touching some good buttons, but you know, when you hear we people criticizing David Mohammed, like how we criticize Yassim Abu Bakr, we criticize the NJAP, we criticize Lloyd Best, they kill, oh God, my partner in this brother in the river, where they kill Guy Harewood,
yeah,
Ryan Jeffers.
Yeah.
You know, everybody who tried to uplift the African community in Trinidad and wherever part of the world, it have a slave mentality to get rid of them. Yeah. And I want people talking, but first let me tell you something. I wouldn't talk that on the ground report. I will talk it here because the amount of critics are the thing. I want the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago to be skeptical with Trump, you know, because down to people in America, I watching the man addressing he people and them in something they had this week. And who stand up and clap his people, and if people just shaking the head because like they seeing the disgust in that man. And I remember when he was here in Trinidad, he did ask Manning was for a piece of the island they to open a casino. But you know, Manning is a man who like gambling. So I don't know if it's that he looking to come, and I want to ask, I hear he invite the Prime Minister in March month. If it's in Whitehall in America, well then that's government business. But if it's in a place in Florida,
yeah, in Mar-a-Lago, then it's
right,
then it's business.
Business. Yeah. That's something they is a friend he come with, and I only hope he ain't taking the Prime Minister to use the country as no friend thing, you know.
Yeah.
All you have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's government business. As we have said, as we have read, there's this push for the restarting of our refinery, and there's a lot of work being done. They're looking up, down, sideways, all over to find the best suited investment to get it back up and running. There is this notion that in our region there is so much oil to be refined as well. So it can be restarted and it can be profitable. There is this thrust as well in the energy sector for American companies, for multinational companies to come in and reignite their exploitation, their production in our waters, in our deep waters as well. And that will augur well economically for us. Access to this gas in our cross-border fields is essential. Access to Venezuelan crude for refining. The largest proven oil reserves in the world. Just how much meters away from us. Understand the potential there. So it is not that there is nothing here for them. There's a lot here for them as well. And it is about Trinidad and Tobago obviously realizing out of it a benefit as well. But we must be careful. And we must not go down the road where we fail to utilize whatever is coming if it comes. I would say God knows best, right? I don't know what other politicians they say. Because I ain't sure. About none of them. About none of them. But to the best of their ability with their acumen and their skill and their dancing and the innate Trinbagonian mama guy and hospitality and all kind of thing, because we good, you know. Trinidadians good, you know. You swear somebody like it ain't like you a bit, you know. But they want something from you. So they will gas you up, blow you up, nice you up, smoothen you down. Diplomacy they call it as well. And we will really see how that goes. It is substantial to be invited to meet with Donald Trump, right? He is busy with tremendous, if you want to call it, efforts all over the world. His aircraft carriers and ships moving more than they've moved for so long. It's from Caribbean waters to Persian Gulf to here to there to war in Ukraine, this way, all kind of thing going on. And still we are significant enough to have our Prime Minister getting an audience to discuss economic matters and whatever else. And obviously in a hope for her to realize, in my opinion, some economics for Trinidad and Tobago. And most people would see that. Some of our leading economists have also pointed to that fact, that there is opportunity on the horizon, right? An opportunity that I'm not saying we won't welcome economically, but just that we need to understand and we need to mesh other factors together. Along with politicians, we need leaders who will uplift us, who will unite us, who will guide us on a path of self-sufficiency so that we don't end up back in these positions. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Peace and blessings to everyone and to you, sir.
Hey, peace and blessings to you as well, man.
Great program, as always.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
But we have some callers just coming below the belt, man. Yesterday morning, after that great little rap you gave before you took some more calls, you hear callers coming in with some kind of nonsense and thing like this.
No, everybody had a view. Don't study that, man, you know? And we're all striving to try to understand, and people have different ways they explain things. So don't study that. You know where this go.
Keep the heights going. Keep the heights going, my brother. And Malcolm X and Christian yours, keep it coming.
Yeah, man.
And it's such a shame that we ended up in a situation like that with all the controversy over this man. You understand? He changed the whole judiciary system to go with him. Fire this one, fire that one. You understand? But I see some people stirring up a little thing about him again. But
yeah.
I don't want it to be, as some people are saying, we have a female Trump in the Caribbean. So
Yeah, I don't want to say that. I wouldn't want to say that. She dealing with Trump, but I wouldn't want to call her Trump. Oh God, that name, it's rough.
Because remember, a lot of these leaders, you have to read what the CIA give you to read or no.
Yeah.
Because Trump can't write these things because he's a big dunce, as we all know. And the CIA dictate the world.
Somebody dictating because I don't see why they bent on war in Iran. I mean, I know why, but I'm saying I don't see where America, their interest is in bombing Iran at this point, and it pointing like if that is what they heading to do. So somebody controlling him to go and do that, because that ain't making sense for American people.
The department Netanyahu and them, they have acted going.
Right.
You understand?
All right. Use a bright fella, you know. I ain't so bright. Use a bright fella. What you could say, I can't say.
Take care, keep up the good work, keep the program going, and keep great speeches I gave yesterday and this morning as well.
Yeah, man. Blessings. Thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome.
We have intelligent callers who call in who could read what is taking place in the world and describe it in ways that I can't describe it, because there's a certain level of caution that you have to have. But I beg Trinbagonians, educate yourself. Educate your children. Even if you fall short in certain ways, you may not be able to read 100% or whatever. Better yourself for their sake, or ensure that they don't have that shortcoming. Don't just get confused in hype and the things that they put to distract us. Get some substance and some depth. Get some substance. Think outside of the box that they also try to trap us in. Think outside of the box. Focus on building your family. Focus on building your family. Focus on your children becoming better than you. Love one another. I really want to express my thanks to the family of 91.9 FM, for the family of Voices of the Street as well, those people who listen continuously as well. Let's spread the love too. Let us try to share. Let us invite people to, hey, take a listen to this on the morning now. It might interest you. It might be good for you, so that we could understand what is going on in our world, because it affects us, and we could understand how we can interact with the world and impact it and make it better. We can make our own space better. Do not think that your effort is not significant. And as we multiply by our collective efforts, we could do anything. Our ancestors, our elders changed the world for us. We were in bondage. People struggled, people strived, people lost their life. We were considered second-class citizens. All sorts of indignity we suffered, but because they believed and they worked and they struggled, we now reap some of the benefits, and we must continue. Because whatever you gain as a people, you have to retain, or they will take it back. You wouldn't even realize when it's gone. As my father used to teach us, there's a way that you could cook a frog, and you don't even know. You gradually increase the heat, and before you realize to jump out, he dead. Let us pay attention to our environment and our country. Let us educate ourselves, and let us continue to live, those of us who live with goodness and with love, and let us spread that love. All right? Blessings to everybody. Take care. God willing, we'll be back next week.
Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
You want to find something great to do with your Tuesday nights? You want to learn and understand the true reason for Jesus? Then join us every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. for the program, This Same Jesus, the program that puts Jesus in his rightful place in our hearts and in our homes. Let's bring church home to you. Join us every Tuesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. with your hosts, Kempes and Kevin. Be inspired, be blessed right here on the street 91.9 FM.
Falling in love with Jesus.